Welcome to a special Hollywood edition of Entrepreneurs and Fuego. We're documenting the journey of incredible entrepreneurs. Like my main man. Tell you what, Eric Muhammad, how you doing?
What's up, man? Francisco, how you feeling, man?
Hey, I feel like I'm cool next to you, man.
That's what's up, man. Just trying to give the positive vibe off, man.
Well,
this is good stuff.
Absolutely. You pull out the shades, man. I'm going to pull out my shades.
We got to go Hollywood.
We got to go Hollywood. Speaking about Hollywood, I mean, you got some incredible stories. I mean, you do a bunch of stuff you can explain to us. And we were just doing a little Facebook Live, and I just stood by right next to you, and I looked like a little kid, man, because you're so tall, you're big, and you're an imposing figure, man.
Yeah, man, I've been told that.
Exactly. But what is the main job that you're doing right now?
Well, I'm really into a few different things, Francisco. I'm just currently finishing up real estate school right now.
Yep.
Probably got about 6 or 7 more classes, and I'll be a licensed realtor, which I'm pretty excited about. I mean, I didn't catch kind of like the first wave of real estate when I was when it really kind of blew up. But I could
just see it when you sold your first house. Sign here. Like, okay, sold, got it.
Right, but you know, it's all about how sales is all about how you relate with people. You know that. I mean, it's just all about your relationships and about how you really associate with people. But I think I'll really enjoy that. But right now, what I'm doing is I'm very much into coaching.
Yep.
I'm very much into kind of motivating kids right now. That's where my passion was. I worked for 4 years in the health and fitness industry for a large chain. So I did that for about 4.5 years. So I was introduced by a friend of mine to come out and do some coaching, and that really put a fire underneath me to kind of do some mentoringship and entrepreneurship, but really to help kids and kind of go in that direction.
What is the thing about kids? I mean, do you see that kids are lacking that mentorship right now, that guidance that perhaps in the some years ago and so forth, you got grandma, you got mom over there that are that they say, all right, you got to be at home at this time and stuff, and kids are listening to that. Is it more of a rebel type of society that we live right now, where kids are,
That's a great way to look at it, and that's a great perspective, and I do really see it like that. I think that social media has garnished a lot of freedom for people.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of freedoms that aren't really good. When it comes to kids, they're exposed to a lot on their phones. And they're really attached to adults are attached to their phones. So I really try to make sure that, particularly because I work with football players, I'm an ex-football player, to play at ASU.
All right.
So that's kind of me, again, paying it forward and mentoring and giving back to the kids. So
and kids listen to you.
Yeah, they do, man. I have to admit, the parents love it because they've been so responsive, and that's cool. Like, however we got to get it done, right?
Exactly.
But that's the big thing. But as long as they're being responsive, we've had kids that have gone from being D and F students to being A and B students in their community and being responsible in their home, et cetera, just because, things that I guess that I've implemented and talked to them about and the inspiration that I've given them. So that really makes me happy, man, to know that I'm influencing them in that direction.
But they listen to you because not only are you an imposing figure, they're like, I want to be like him. And that voice that you have really carries the message, and they are really much more apt to listen to you.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I've had some successes. I've had some really good successes, Francisco. I can't lie. I've done more in my short time, in life than probably most people will probably do in their entire lifetimes or two, and again, knock on wood, I'm blessed. I'm not bragging. I'm just simply saying. So
Yep.
I can speak from experience, and people typically do really respect experience.
Yep,
They really respect that. So it's cool. It allows me to pass it on.
But you're doing a lot of other fun things too, right? I mean, you're like a security for the Sacramento Kings. And
Yeah. So I currently work for the Sacramento Kings. I've been brought on to do. NBA is moving towards at least having 2 security guys, per team. Crazy because the other night I was in Sacramento and like the Cleveland Cavaliers have like 5 guys.
Really?
Yeah, they have like a advanced team, which basically, of course, you go to the facility wherever that the team's going to be.
Well, they got more stars than the
Sacramento
right?
Kings, exactly. Obviously LeBron James is holding down the NBA big time now. But of course. But yeah, so it's been fun. I've had some great experience and met some great people and some legends, some NBA legends that I've Vlade Divac is the general manager. And,
oh yeah.
Yeah, Peja Stojakovic, I think you pronounce his name, but he's
Petar
around
Stojakovic.
Yes,
absolutely.
exactly. So
and Vlad, of course, played for
he was
the
Lakers,
Yeah.
and then of course
You
with
bet.
Sacramento. So
Yep.
yeah, it's great. You know, when you walk or go to various arenas and see some of these guys, and you know, I had a chance to kind of had somebody take a picture. I was working with LeBron James. Well, I don't know if you saw it on Facebook, but it's pretty cool. Like you see these dudes, like it's on TV, but it's amazing. So
when you see him in real life,
yeah, it's really good. But no, I'm really appreciative of every opportunity that I've had and working with those guys. So I'll probably be going on probably full time, if not this season, but next season. The head coach really likes me, and I'm super appreciative.
One of the less known things about what you've done in the past is that you were a security person for a very famous, in fact, if not the most famous and most recognizable figure in the world.
Yes, yeah.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, that was Michael Jackson. Yep. So I was privy to be around Mr. Jackson. He was an amazing person. Like all the stuff that you hear.
Yeah, well, I was going to say all the things that you hear. Is that
Yeah,
is that a
it's
lot
not
of
true,
myth? Is a
man.
lot of
It's so not
noise?
true. It's all, you know, I understand what media is all about. I mean, obviously you being in the business. I mean, it's about the hype. It's about selling papers and getting people involved in stories. You have to sell the story, right? So at the end of the day, you know, a lot of times when it comes to, you know, certain people, and of course, even when they get political, it becomes a different type of angle with the media. So with MJ, he was an amazing person. I had an amazing experience. We were getting ready for the tour. Inevitably, obviously the inevitable happened, but he was a great person. You know, as far as the thing with the kids and stuff like that, I would have them with your kids and my kids and anyone's kids. It's just, it was all made up, fabricated, you know. So, but again, it's all a thing to where he wasn't able to live out his childhood.
Sure.
So guess what? He's not us. You know, he's not you. I don't live his life. I haven't lived his life. I have no idea about what it would be like to not have a childhood. So I don't think that anyone can ever speak to that effectively and really make a solid judgment on the kind of person he was, because he was really a great individual.
Were you there? Were you there in their final days?
Yeah, I was with him. In fact, I typically would go up on Sunset to, I don't know if you've ever been to California, but I used to go to Mel's Diner up on Sunset all the time and get breakfast. But I got a call that morning to race back. I got a text to come back to the house 9/11, and I couldn't imagine what was the problem, because I couldn't believe it. I was like, well, like, what's going on? Like, I told him that night after coming off the stage, like the video that everybody saw, I told him, I said, man, Mr. Jackson, you look like you did 30 years ago. And he always says, thank you, God bless you. You know, he was very humble, very humble man.
So you go up to him. Did he allow you to talk to him? I mean, was he accessible that way?
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, very accessible. You know, I had a few opportunities to kind of take him his lunch during intermission from practices and so forth.
And so you see him in rehearsal, and you're telling him, man, you look like you did 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Because he is in incredible shape.
Oh, yeah, he was
For a
great.
50-plus-year-old man, I mean, to do those moves and everything.
Right.
I saw the video that they put together, the movie that they put
And
together.
that night before, I mean, in my humble opinion, you know, watching all the other, I guess, rehearsals, to me that night he was so crisp. You know, he was amazingly crisp. So, you know, after that I told him, and then so the next morning I'm like, I couldn't even believe what would possibly could have happened. But it was really sad, and you know, I went to kind of a depressive state for a couple weeks personally, just because I was like, I couldn't even believe
You're very
it. Like,
close to him.
Yeah, I mean
this,
you know, you're with somebody every day. It's just like it's pretty surreal if somebody to call you next day and say, oh, he's gone. You know, it's
well, not
crazy.
only that, but you're in charge of protecting this man's life.
Yes,
Essentially,
yes,
right?
yes.
I mean, that's your job.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, his life has been taken away. And did you feel helpless in some way?
That wasn't really the feeling that I felt. I just felt more of an emptiness, because we just had so much planned, you know, going to Europe, because we were getting ready for the This Is It tour.
Sure.
And going to Europe and, you know, to experience that. And we were going to be there around the time of his birthday. So I know we were going to be going to, like, you know, Buckingham Palace and meeting the Queen. And
You had all these things planned out.
No,
I mean,
all that
it's
stuff was going to happen.
Yeah.
So, you know, again, and obviously being on the biggest tour in the history of music. So, you know, for me, that was, it was nuts, you know.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
So, Eric, what is next for you? I know that you're mentoring kids.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're doing the security for the Sacramento Kings. And do you do any other private security? Somebody famous that we know?
You know, if it happens, Francisco, I'm happy to get on board. You know, my plan is to move back to LA in May.
All right.
to have a home here. I don't want to spend another summer in Arizona. I've had it, I've had it with these summers, man. But it's cool. At least be there for 4 or 5 months and kind of come back in between. And, help out with these kids and so forth. But it'll be good. But I'm doing the coaching. I do camps and stuff like that. I do have. And I just want to make sure that stuff goes right.
And we got the shades. We're looking pretty Hollywood.
That's what we do, baby.
You like Stevie Wonder?
Yeah, of course, man.
You like Stevie Wonder?
Oh, man, it's classic.
Let's break out into a Stevie Wonder song, man.
Oh, let's do it, man.
Yeah. No New Year's Day.
Oh, you picked the wrong song, man.
Which one do you want, man? Come on.
Ribbon in the Sky was an amazing song.
Ooh, go ahead.
I'm not a singer, man. But I do love that song. Ribbon in the Sky was dope. Keys in the it was
Songs in the Key of Life.
Songs in the Key of Life. That
Songs
was an
in the Key of Life
amazing
is probably the best album ever recorded in my taste.
I didn't know, but a friend of mine was telling me that Stevie Wonder has won 25 Grammys. Like, that's crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah, to not have sight. It's unreal. It's unreal.
I was hoping that you would break out into we got the shades.
Yeah,
what's going on, man?
Well, you got the MJ shades on, man.
Eric Muhammad, man.
Aviators.
All right, we got to take us out together, man. So you're going to say, with that, we're out.
Cool. Well, with
On
that,
three.
On three.
With that.
We're out.
Well, I didn't count three, right? I messed that
my
up.
bad.
So 3, 2, 1.
With that?
Yeah.
Okay. So you go
I'm blind.
3, 2, 1. With that, we're out.